the time of the Bet HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, the Jewish people would gather together every 7 years at the temple, and the Jewish king would read from the Torah words of inspiration, words of fearing God, and the strength and observance in Judaism. And so although today we do not have a Holy Temple in Jerusalem, still the Bible taught us that every Jew has a neshama inside, every Jew has a soul. And we all have a king inside of us. Even though we don't have a Jewish king, but each individual has the power to make special gatherings and inspire fellows. So I would encourage everyone at home or in your office, gather once in a while and study something. It's always a special thing. Now Hanukkah. So actually Hanukkah, we know in the Gemara, actually the Talmud tractate Shabbat. Ask the question, my Hanukkah, what is Hanukkah? What is the holiday of Hanukkah? So obviously this, what exactly is the Talmud asking? What do you mean, what is Hanukkah? If you want to know what Hanukkah is, open up a history book and you'll see what the story of Hanukkah is. So what's the question of the Gemara? So Rashi, the main commentary on the Talmud, explains that the question is, what miracle did the rabbis establish Hanukkah? Which means, we all know the story of Hanukkah. The Jewish people won the war against the mighty Greek army. But the Talmud is asking, what is Hanukkah? Why do we establish, a day of celebration, lighting the menorah, commemorating a victory of a war? The Lubavitch Rebbe explains a fascinating idea about Hanukkah. And the idea is, what happened was after the Jewish people won the battle, won the war, the Jewish people went to the temple. And they went, to light the menorah. And we all know they couldn't find any oil until they finally found one jug of pure oil. Which means there's many jugs of impure oil. But still they were looking for the pure jug of oil. So we all know the halacha, the Jewish law says that, if, that says, Tuma Hutter Mitzvah, that impurity is allowed, in the congregation, which means if, majority of the Jewish people are impure, you're allowed to bring the sacrifice in impurity. If for example, if it comes time for the Pesach offering, the Paschal lamb, if majority of the Jewish people are impure, you're allowed to bring it in impurity. So we hear, why by Hanukkah the Jewish people looked around, they found many jugs of oil, but no jug of pure oil. Why did they make an extra effort and look for that one jug? And the idea is because the Jewish people knew that the Greeks weren't just fighting the Jewish people and wanted to kill the Jewish people. The Greeks wanted the Jewish people to forget the Torah, which means they had no problem with the Jewish people studying Torah as a philosophy. The problem was the Jewish people studying Torah as God's Torah. And because of that, the Jewish people knew that the only way to fight and to win the battle will be when we go the extra mile and do the mitzvah the best way. And even though it is allowed with impure oil, but to go the extra mile and to have the pure oil. And that's what happened, that Hashem actually made a miracle. God made a miracle. And the oil lasted 8 days because the Jewish people went above and beyond. And they went, even though it's allowed to do it, the mitzvah not the best way. But the Jewish people went the extra mile to do it the best way. Therefore, God made a miracle, and that the oil lasted, 8 days. And obviously, we know in the time of today that we have to do, as Jews, not only to do things. We know if we can afford a better car, we don't go for the cheaper car. So obviously, we can afford to do the mitzvah a bit better. We got to go above and beyond. And certainly, if we go above and beyond, so definitely Hashem, will give back miracles and do above and beyond with us and only give us joy and only light, the light of Hanukkah. Before we get on with lighting the menorah, I want to first thank the staff of Rio Can for, continuing this tradition of every year lighting the menorah here.